exercise or program that will help us to understand the logic and learn the concept of recursion. And in this case, we're gonna calculate or do a calculation of the greatest common divisor. But there's a lot of people like me, or maybe you, that don't remember what the greatest common divisor is. So we're gonna ask, uh, and what is the greatest common divisor of two, two numbers? We can answer that the greatest common divisor, or GCD, of two integers is the largest positive integer that divides both numbers without leaving a reminder. So what is for example, the greatest common divisor of 48 and 18 is 6. The greatest common divisor, what is the greatest, what is, okay, so I'm not needing this opening question mark. What is the GCD of two numbers? What is the greatest common divisor of two numbers? The greatest common divisor, or GCD, of two integers is the largest positive integer that divides both numbers without leaving reminder. For example, the greatest common divisor of 48 is 18, is 6. 18 is 6. Okay. So, and we're gonna create a recursive function to calculate the greatest common divisor using Euclid's algorithm. We also want to learn a little bit of stuff, history, so we're gonna ask who was El, who invented, who is Euclid, who is Euclid, and what has he to do with it. So Euclid was an ancient Greek mathematician, often referred to as the father of geometry. He lived around 300 before Christ era and is best known for his work elements. Which is a comprehensive compilation of the knowledge of geometry of his time. Euclid's algorithm for finding the greatest common divisor is one of the oldest and and most efficient methods known, and it is still widely used today in various applications, including computer science and number theory. So we're gonna start defining the function as GCD, and it'll receive two parameters A and B. We have our base case, which is that if B is 0, it'll return A. So if why do we need to compare um, I'm gonna ask this is because the greatest common divisor of any number and 0 is the number itself. So if b equals 0, will return A. Do we need to swap A and B? What does it mean by swap? What does it mean by swap A and B? Is not it necessary to use apps to ensure to base case if 0 to return A, return GCD to n if else for A being equal being 0 to No, because if A is 0 and B is not, the function will eventually reach the base case when B becomes 0 through the recursive calls. Now the recursive case. We're gonna call the GCD function with B and the remainder of divide by B. Return GCD a module B. I'm tired, sorry. Now we're gonna do an example. Users, when number 1 equals 48 and number 2 equals 18, let's create a variable result, call the function GCD, and the two parameters number 1, number 2, and we're gonna print format the string and say that the greatest common divisor of number 1 and number 2 is result. Okay, let's see if it works. So I haven't saved it yet, so what will be its name? GCD recursive. Okay, GCD recursive. A little bit slow. GCD, or greatest common divisor of 48 and 18, is 6. Let's change numbers. Let's say here 62 and here 17, 12, 2.